Good day to you. My name is John Gashege, and I'm the Director in the Directorate of Social Assistance in the Ministry of Public Service, Social Protection and Special Programs. Welcome to the first video in the three-part series walking you through how our team used behavioral science to enhance the impact of Inua Jamii Kenya Flagship Cash Transfer Program. You will learn how we implemented behavioral interventions, what we found, and where we are today. The first video gives a quick introduction of behavioral science. Imagine you are responsible for protecting the rights of pedestrians crossing a busy highway. What immediate solution comes to your mind? Put up a flyover? Good idea. Flyovers have worked in a variety of contexts, ensuring the safety of pedestrians, saving lives every day. Thus, you call an engineer, assemble all the experts, bring the flyover to life. The installation is very successful, and you commission the project and write the final report. As you finalize the report and take a closer look at the statistics, you find nothing has changed. Pedestrians are still getting injured, and worse still, fatalities are encountered on the same lane. So you wonder, what happened? You immediately do a site visit, and you are astounded by what you see. Pedestrians are not using the flyover. They are walking across the busy traffic just as they did before the flyover was built, continuing to risk their lives. I would like to draw your attention to the picture on the screen. It gives a good idea of how we government practitioners, the private sector players, and even the individuals design programs or things that we think will achieve certain goals. But do they? They do not. We quickly notice that providing these tools does not necessarily mean that they will be used. This shows that in reality, people behave differently from what we expect. Though this flyover was commissioned and paid for to guarantee citizen safety, the majority do not use it. So, why did this happen? And what can we do about such a scenario? This is where behavioral science can help. Behavioral science is a scientific discipline that incorporates insights and principles from economic, psychology, neuroscience, and help us to understand why human beings behave the way they do. Looking at problems through the lenses of behavioral science uncovers insights about human choices and decision-making that are critical when designing programs, policies, and services. The flyover scenario highlights a few psychological principles that could be at play, such as social norms, with the pedestrians seeing others not using the flyover and following their behavior. Likewise, hassle factors, such as the time it takes to climb up and down, may look like a big inconvenience to pedestrians, so they take the easy options. The behavior being exhibited here by many pedestrians is similar, even though it is inconsistent with avoiding injury or death. I think we can agree that using the flyover to cross the road would be a more rational thing to do. We know from behavioral science that people, including you and me, often act in ways that are not in line with their long-term goals. We call this intention-action gap. Pedestrians may have the intention to cross the road safely, but in that moment, and in a rush, or when they see others not using the flyover, they do not put that intention to action. We can thus see that a design with good intentions does not always work. Let us take a step back and rethink the design of that flyover. Shall we? How can we do this differently? Insights on how and why pedestrians behave can help us shed light on behavioral quirks that stop people from acting in line with their intentions, and design and implement tools or programs that are aligned with the way humans act. Can this approach work in different settings? There's a growing body of evidence that confirms that behavioral insights can be innovatively applied to develop light touch solutions to some of the world's toughest social problems. The Directorate of Social Assistance, which guides the implementation of Inua Jamii, has implemented a behavioral science intervention in partnership with the World Bank and the behavioral design teams at Ideas 42 to improve the livelihood outcomes of Inua Jamii beneficiaries. In the next video, my colleague Judy will go into more details on how we use behavioral science to improve how Inua Jamii cash transfer beneficiaries spent, saved, and invested their cash transfer money, thereby improving their livelihoods. The government of Kenya plans to expand these behavioral interventions to reach Inua Jamii beneficiaries across the country. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for the part 2.